On any given Friday or Saturday night, hordes of impatient drunks smash themselves into Moscow Bagel and Deli for quick gratification. Anyone who works the late shift can attest to receiving strange requests from intoxicated patrons, and for that reason, creativity is key to the job. One group of students recently tested the bagel shop staff's creative intuition by making up names for sandwiches that aren't on the menu to see what they might come up with. The cooks didn't even ask questions.
Shifty Rabbi. It looks like it's on a sesame seed bagel, and we've got salmon on it, as well as bacon, a little bit of onion, lox, and some small unidentifiable vegetable.
We got the white house cookies. Not sure what else is gonna get. Lots of mayonnaise, some lettuce, tomato.
And is that any good?
Really good. Alright, got some meatballs, pepperoni. All in all, a solid bagel.
This is a waffle copter.
But with the economy in mind, the bagel shop is not always a feasible option, and when students look for ways to be more self-sufficient, the college apartment can often become a unique laboratory for culinary experimentation.
Making pretty much essentially chili and cornbread, but you put cornbread on the bottom, then chili, and then cornbread on top. Cook it.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
We made it last semester for the first time, so this will be the second time. It's just 2/3 cup milk, or 1/3 cup milk and an egg for every box. One night we were sitting around, we started talking about what there was to eat, and then we started putting our heads together with what would be good, and just kind of started experimenting. I don't know a lot of people that just go to the pantry. It's actually me and a couple of buddies were just sitting around, and so yeah, I don't know a lot of people that just get up and put weird random things together to see if they work. We tried it with kind of this dish, but we put like sliced up corn dogs on the bottom, and that didn't really work out at all. It was gross. That was a complete fail. I don't know, I'll just get crazy. Cook stuff on 350 usually.
Aside from the possible nutritional downsides of making late-night junk food out of pantry treasures, foodborne illness becomes a real concern.
I mean, this was many, many years ago when I took food microbiology, but we learned about 4 pathogens. Now, you know, there's about 20 that we worry about. There's a lot more than that exist, but maybe 20 that are seriously considered, you know, that are relatively prevalent. And then, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which is the government agency that has the responsibility for doing the research in this area, there's a lot of foodborne illness where we haven't even really identified the causative factors yet. There are unknown organisms still to be discovered that are causing a certain amount of foodborne illness as well.
Despite the new biological risks, there is a basic regimen students can follow to protect themselves.
Easy to remember rules: clean, separate, cook, and chill. You know, the clean hands, so wash before preparing food, because hands really pick up a lot of stuff. And then separate really means don't let food that we know has some pathogens on it, probably like something like chicken, which probably 20 to 100% of the chicken that you buy in the store is going to have pathogens on it. You know, it depends a little on who's processing that chicken, but you just really got to assume there's Campylobacter and or Salmonella on chicken. And keep it from touching something else. Cook to the right temperature. And of course, students probably have a little trouble knowing exactly what the right temperatures are, and how would you even find out if you, how would you measure the right temperature even if you knew what it was supposed to be? And of course, we always advise people to use a thermometer, but I don't know how many students would actually have a thermometer. And then chill, just keeping foods that ought to be kept cold, cold enough. You know, knowing that your refrigerator should be at 40 degrees F. Probably the best idea is to, if it's in a big pot, put some ice in the sink and some cold water, and put that pot in the sink before you start, you know, if you know that that part's going to be left over, and let that ice cool it down before you put it in the fridge.
Whatever factor applies, whether it be inebriation, borderline poverty, or simply a complete lack of cooking knowledge, Vandal kitchens will likely never cease to prod the limits of ramen, tortillas, and cornbread.